Lieutenant Governor Patterson, thank you for your work. You've already made a mark here in the Capitol as a member of the Senate, and now you're leading the charge on stem cell research and so many other important issues that matter to New Yorkers. Speaker Silver, thank you for your support and leadership. Speaker Silver used to kid me because he had such a big Democratic majority and we didn't in Congress. I used to ask for a few Democrats to be sent down to Washington. Well, now we've got a Democratic majority, and we look to Speaker Silver and his Democrats to really lead the way here in New York about the important issues that have to be addressed. And Senator Malcolm Smith is a Democratic leader in the Senate. I hope someday he will be the majority leader in the not-too-distant future. And what a start Andrew Cuomo has as our Attorney General, tackling an issue that I hear about everywhere in our state and now across the country. College is becoming unaffordable for the average hard-working middle-class family and their children. More determined and dogged to take on the student loan industry and all of their scandals than Attorney General Andrew Cuomo. And thanks to my longtime friend, Comptroller Tom DiNapoli. Tom was one of the very first people who urged me to run for president. We were at a welcome home parade for Syracuse, the great Olympic gold medalist, and we were watching the parade and somebody was holding a Tom DiNapoli for president sign. And I said, Tom, look at that. He goes, you first. Thank you, Tom, for your kind words. And I also want to acknowledge in the crowd New York City Council Speaker Chris Quinn, Chair June O'Neill. And I want to say a special word about my friends and colleagues in the Congress. No one could have a better partner than Chuck Schumer. Senator Schumer is an indefatigable legislator. He is constantly on the move, looking for new ways to help people, trying to come up with new takes on issues. He and I have worked closely together over the last years. I'm extraordinarily grateful to him for his friendship and his guidance, his partnership. And I look forward to many more years where we serve the people of New York and the United States together. Thank you so much. Also making the trip to Albany today are some of the members of the House. Mike Arcuri, Kirsten Gillibrand, John Hall, Maurice Kinchy, Steve Israel, Gary Ackerman, and your own Mike McNulty. I want to thank some of the mayors who have come, with whom I've worked closely over the last years. Of course, Mayor Jennings of Albany, thank you. Byron Brown from Buffalo, Matt Driscoll from Syracuse, Brian Stratton from Schenectady, Leroy Aiken from Glen Falls, and all the mayors who are here. And let me also recognize my county executive from Westchester County, Andy Spano, Albany County Executive Michael Breslin, and from Long Island, Tom Squazzi from Nassau County, and Steve Whitman from Suffolk County. I also appreciate all the assembly members and state senators who are here, as well as other elected officials. Thank you all. with all of these elected officials, so many more across the state, and so many citizens. As Chuck said, he and I crisscrossed the state, all 62 counties, going places to hear what's on people's minds and trying to come up with solutions to problems. That's the way I think public service is supposed to work. I think it's my job to try to figure out how to help you solve the problems that stand in the way of your making a good living, of getting a good education, having access to health care, and so much more. Well, for the last 6 years, that's not what we've had in the White House. We've had ideology and partisanship, but we haven't had leaders who brought us together, said, let's roll up our sleeves and let's get to work on behalf of America. You know, I was raised to believe that I had a strong family behind me, and I did. My dad was a World War II vet, came home from the Navy, started a small business, started a family, taught me those basic American values of hard work and individual responsibility and self-reliance. And my mother didn't have a very easy life of it. Her parents were very young. They got divorced back in the 1920s, which wasn't easy. And they sent her and her little sister, when my mom was 8 and her little sister was 3, by themselves on a train from Chicago to California to live with her father's parents. After a while, that didn't work out very well, so she left home at 13 and went to work in somebody else's house as a mother's helper. You know, it sounds kind of harsh, a 13-year-old basically out on her own like that. She had to get up early in the morning and prepare the children of the house to go to school. But in return, she got to continue to go to high school. And for my mother, that was very important. And she also saw a family that really loved and supported each other. So although she never got a chance to go to college, she believed in education. And she believed in doing everything she could to give my brothers and me the best start in life. And I had a community. You know, I wrote a book called It Takes a Village. Yes, I believe that it takes a lot of people working together. People, yes, in government, people who guard our streets as our police officers, who protect us like our firefighters, our teachers, our coaches, our clergy, people working together. But I also believed I had my country on my side. I believe that we, as Americans, have been given a great gift. And part of it was to do our part to help realize the goals of America. You know, when President Kennedy said we were going to send a man to the moon and bring him back in a decade, I didn't know how we were going to do that, but I never doubted we would. And when President Johnson said we're going to end discrimination and we're going to begin to act like the Americans we should be and guarantee the right to vote, I knew it would be hard, but I